Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Janet, the Journal Keeper. Today's a special one for me as I've been invited to take part in the June collaboration with Junk Journal Ideas and Inspirations. They're quite a new Facebook page with Mandy from Sunflower and Dors and Justine from House of Mahalo. So normally I just show my completed work, but so this is my first video to actually do a craft, so you'll have to bear with me for any mistakes or pauses. I just want to say that I'll be participating in another collaboration next month, Christmas in July, with Carol Ann of cajcraft. After that, I've got some ideas for projects, so let's get started. As I said, please forgive any pauses or mistakes. So each of us has had a prompt and we're going to be doing a weekly video throughout June. So mine was texture and I've made a tag, and I'd like to say up front thank you to Barbara Yaya on Pinterest for inspiration. So this tag's got lots of different textures on it, so we're going to make that today. It won't be exactly the same as far as the photograph because these are from the Tim Holtz portraits. I only have one of each, but we're going to make it pretty close. Okay, just going to move some things aside, take the material off. Okay, so my start for the card, I'll just move that aside, was A5 1000 micron grey card. Not too thick, but pretty sturdy. What I did was I took about an inch off the side and just cut the tag shape, the corners off. So first thing to do is to ink the background, and for that I've used several inks. I've used Rusty Hinge, Vintage Photo, Peacock Feathers, and a little bit of Gathered Twigs. So we're going to begin with Rusty Hinge. Sorry if I don't make too much small talk. I'm a bit nervous this morning because this is my first, as I said, craft video. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I hope everybody is well and happy today, and if you're in UK, I hope you had a wonderful Jubilee weekend. I just thought the whole thing was amazing, especially the Queen and her Paddington Bear little film, little sort of video she did. I think everybody thought she couldn't top the one she did with James Bond at the time of the Olympics, but I think Paddington Bear was pretty good. Right, so then we're going on to Peacock Feathers. Yes, we had a street party here, and we had at church, we had hymns and pims, or pims and hymns actually. It was pims first, and then lots of good, rousing hymns, and a few readings, mainly about the Queen. But it was a fun evening anyway, with the fellowship and the Pims. For those that don't know, Pims is a sort of a summery kind of cocktail that you often have a sort of outdoors. It's kind of a round the pool type thing or garden party type thing. Okay. Right, so, and vintage photo around the edge of the card. And a little bit of gathered twigs, and a lot. Okay, just put them aside. Okay, make sure you can see that. A little bit better. Okay, so if we're looking at the finished, the next texture to apply is the stenciling with the crackle paste. I found the crackle paste was quite a soft. I mixed it with some colours, a little bit of mocha and a little bit of copper paint. I found it a little difficult to apply with the palette knife because it seemed to sort of spread out underneath. But I've got some sponge applicators, so we'll see how that goes with that. So I've got my Harlequin stencil. So we've got a couple of pieces of stenciling there. You can, as I said, you can do this with a palette knife, or whatever you're happy with applying, texture. So this is going to take some time to dry. So like all good chefs, I've got one that I made earlier. I've actually got two here. That one, again, you can see the crackle, but again it's spread a little bit underneath. And then I used the sponge applicator, so it was a lot neater. But here I don't think I spread enough, because I didn't really get a crackle here. But it looks a bit neater than than the other one. Actually, that one I've just done looks fairly good. I hope that dries with the crackle. So we've got the stenciling on, and the next thing is frame for the picture. Let's just bring that in to the picture here. So we're going to look at the frame. The frame is a Tim Holtz. I think it's Victorian lace or lace. They're white. They come in a package of different shapes. I've painted this copper, and it was a little bit too bright. And I also thought, well, I wanted to grunge it up a little bit. So I thought, well, I might try using some grit paste, which I had never used before. I couldn't find any coloured grit paste. So I had thought, well, I'll have a go at just concocting my own grit paste. So I mixed some texture paste, which is fairly stiff, and some fine sand. I would say that if you were going to make some, I think perhaps a little bit more grittier sand would have been better, but the fine sand was all I had. And again, I mixed it with some colours, the mocha and the copper. So the idea was to just put some patches on here. As you can see, I did here. I put some patches on the frame, just in, I think, 3 different spots. So what I'm doing is just applying it with the palette knife to different areas on the frame. You could put this all over or not at all. It's entirely, you know, what you're comfortable with, or what your preferences are. Okay. And as I said before, I'm being a good chef today, so this takes a while to dry, and I've got one that is dry already. So the one thing about this that I really didn't think about until after I'd done that, was once it was dry, I've got a sanding block here, you could sand it down a little bit to make it a little smoother. You know, you may want it rough, but you know, there is the option to do that. Now, that's still too bright for me, so I'm going to add a little bit of black soot to it to dull it down. I'll try to put a bit of vintage photo on there as well. No, that's not working, helping. Okay, let's kind of dull that down a bit. Right. Okay, so we've got the card and we've got the frame so far. Right, so what we're going to do now is prepare the textures that are on the bottom here. We've got some cotton lacy type of material. We've got some Tim Holtz rusted patina paper, corrugated cardboard, piece from a cut doily, embroidery on grace lace, music paper, rusty wire, rusty star, and I popped some theatre tickets in there. I thought she looked like a theatre girl. So I'll just bring those over. So just position the frame on here to see whereabouts you want to position everything. That you're going to put this on last. So we're putting these on, and I've just sort of had the cotton up under the frame slightly. You may prefer to do it differently. So like that, and the rusted patina paper and the card. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Get some glue. I'll just remove that out of the way. I know there's lots of different glues, and they can be very expensive. I know that some of the glues that some of the crafters use are quite expensive. I use this Anita's Tacky Glue. I've always used it, and it works fine with me. And basically, I use it because we sell it at our business, and I get it for free. So that's why I use it. But to be fair, I wouldn't use it if it wasn't any good. So most of you probably don't know that actually our business is Mosaic Supplies, and we sell mosaic kits. We used to sell a lot more mosaic supplies as well as just the kits, but my husband sort of reduced it down now. He's reduced his hours, so we do sell some supplies, but not as much as we used to. But we do sell quite a large selection of mosaic kits. So right, so that's on. Now we've got the embroidery on glaze lace. A bit of glue on there. And music paper, which I've gone around with a vintage photo ink, and also on here. Find my little there it is, my little metal tab. These are little Tim Holtz tabs. Metal tabs are, I'm not quite sure what they're called exactly. I can never remember. There's so much stuff that it's very difficult to remember what everything's called. Okay, rusty star. Gotta find my rusty star. I believe I've got it here. Yeah. I bought these to do some wreaths last Christmas, and a few left over. So I'm just going to put some glue on this. You could hot glue this on as well. Right. Okay, so we've got all that bottom part now in place except for the rusty wire and the theatre tickets. So I think we'll go ahead and prepare the photograph. So the frame's going to go here like that, and I've got the photograph ready. Now I've trimmed that down to fit here, and I've put some little pads on the back so it's got a little bit of sort of support there. So we'll glue that in place. And then glue that in place there. And glue the frame down. Okay, now as far as the decoration on the hat goes, I haven't got exactly the same thing, but I had enough material to cut a little piece out, and I found a little piece from a necklace that I thought I could use to put on there. Trying to keep my hands clean, but it's not easy with all the different inks and glues and things. So I put a little bit of glue on that. Okay. And she has the pearl necklace on, so I thought that we could put one on this lady also. Just some little dots of glue. There we go. Right, so I just need to put the wire around here, and I think it's a good idea to put a weight on this while it dries. I did that while I was doing the first one. I'm wrapping the wire around, and then I'll secure that on the back. I've got my Tim Holtz book of tickets here, so I'm going to pick out a couple of theatre type tickets, because I think she looks like a theatre girl as well. And I thought I'd vintage those up a little bit with some vintage photo. And I've slipped those in there, and there we are. That's, as I said, that needs some weight on it to hold it down. So the one thing I haven't done is I had made a hole in this and put a little cog around it, or you could just put make a tab for material or card, or just this little clip. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it really probably hasn't been the best completed craft video. I hope you'll forgive me and give me another chance. Maybe I won't be quite so nervous next time. So I hope you've enjoyed it to some degree, and I hope I'll be back soon with the next video, which is going to be Christmas in July. Not exactly sure what I'm making yet, but so it'll be a surprise. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll all stay well and safe. And I hope again that you will go to the Facebook page and take part in the June collaboration, because everyone is invited to take part, you know, using the prompts and doing some different items which everybody would like to see posted on there. So thank you very much. Take care and goodbye for now.